Welcome back to our video. Today we are back from their player prediction video. Today talking about Lamar Jackson, who is a very obvious choice when I thought of the Ravens, of someone that I wanted to talk about and kind of predict what he's going to do this coming year. If you haven't seen any of my other videos like this, we're doing an entire series on this all offseason long. One player per team at least, and then once we're done, which we're about halfway done, we'll be doing a team prediction series as well, talking about their schedule, their players, both offense and defense, and predicting their record for the season. And then we also do NFL tier list videos, NFL quiz videos, and I also do Madden videos. So it's always a fall on the channel in some way or form. So if that's interesting to you guys, be sure to hit subscribe button so you never miss any of that content. But for Lamar Jackson, so we're going to look at his last year's stats, which I know are gonna, not look great, but just hear me out on this. So first off, he finished the year 2,242 yards passing with 17 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He also had 764 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns. I'm gonna zoom in here so you guys can see a bit better, and that might cover up some with my face cam, but that should be good, I think, right there. I don't know. We're just gonna get into it though. So actually, wait. Okay, maybe that's better because my face cam won't. Whatever. Anyway, so Lamar, like I said last year, he didn't play in a lot of the games with that knee injury. When he did play fairly well. But again, a thing to note about that is he didn't have the best weapons around him, and that's why I want to talk about this year, because that is definitely different heading into this year. But for last year, I think just the craziest game overall was that Dolphins game. I mean, the Ravens were up, I think, a lot, and the Dolphins came back. Lamar still had 318 passing yards with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, along with 119 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. So that is pretty insane stat line for a player, especially to lose after that. I mean, that really sucks, but that was a crazy game. He also had his second most passing yards, I believe, against the Jaguars, and again, they lost that one when the Jaguars came back, so a little unlucky there. But yeah, so I think a thing that's always said when it comes to the Ravens, especially Lamar, is yeah, he doesn't always pass the best, but who are his weapons other than Mark Andrews? And who is this? Rashad Bateman last year was supposed to be pretty good. He did play well, and then he got injured, was out the rest of the year. And then of course the blows didn't stop there. The Ravens just kept getting hit with injury after injury after injury. And then eventually lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Bengals after honestly almost beating them. But still, this season is going to be a lot different than previous seasons, because I want to go to the Ravens right now, and I want to click on their depth chart just so we can all look at this at the same time. We're all on the same page here. So Lamar Jackson, quarterback, J.K. Dobbins, Rashad Bateman, Odell, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. That right there, I'm not sure what this looked like last year because I didn't do these videos last year, but this has to look just, I mean, I'm not sure if words can explain how much better this must look than what it did last year. Because first off, J.K. Dobbins is going to be fully healthy going into this year. Last year, it was yeah, he's healthy. Yeah, no, he's not healthy. And now he's healthy, and he was clearly probably not 100% going into next season. And it kind of showed. But now, an entire offseason, he's healthy. I think he's ready to go. I'm not sure why it's so questionable, honestly, because everything I've heard is healthy. I guess just because of last season, maybe. I'm not really sure. But you have Dobbins fully healthy. You have Bateman, who should be fully healthy. You get Odell. I'm going to be honest. I love Odell, but you're not getting prime Odell. Let's just be, on the same page about that. He played very, very well for the Rams, and if he can replicate that, that is already going to be huge for Lamar, because he played very well in the Rams. Now, of course, he's, another ACL tear. Now he's playing on another one of those. Will he bounce back the same? I'm not really sure, but in my opinion, a huge addition is Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, I think, is going to be very, very good. Out of Boston College, he's a great receiver. I like what I've seen so far and heard from him from training camp as well. He seems to be doing pretty well, and it's about how I think everybody expect that to go, because he's a great receiver. And then, of course, Mark Andrews had a bit of a down year last year. I can't remember if he got injured or not. I just remember him being in my fantasy team and me wanting to smash my film repeatedly every week because he was not doing anything. But still, they've got other guys now. Also, Isaiah Likely is still another weapon for Lamar as well. Even though he's backup tight end, he actually had a pretty good season last year, and I believe he was a rookie last year as well. And then obviously behind those wide receivers, Devin Duvernay, I think he did okay last season, and Nelson Aguilar, he's at least a veteran, so that provides some sort of depth there. But for this, as far as the starters go, I mean, this, I think, in my opinion, is the first offense Lamar's had to where it looks like he has multiple weapons other than just Mark Andrews and his legs. Because I don't think he's had a crazy receiver. I could be wrong, but I don't think he really has. It's always kind of Mark Andrews. So I am really excited to see what this is going to provide for the Ravens, because right now I want to say the Bengals are still projected to win the division, I think. And I think the Ravens are second, Steelers maybe third, and Browns fourth. I might mix up the last two. But that division is all very, very competitive. I'm not going to talk about injuries. I know it's a reality, but it's not any fun to just be like, Bud, if he gets hurt, then they're screwed. I'm not going to say that because I don't want that to be the case. It's always definitely something to take into account, though, as far as, like, if they can stay healthy. But I'm obviously going to predict this as if they are all healthy. And I think if this team is healthy, they are going to compete with the Bengals for that first place spot. It's going to be tough. The Bengals lost some guys on defense, especially safeties. I think they still have a great defense, but this Ravens offense should be a lot better than past years, and it should be, I'm not going to put above the Bengals offense in the division, but I'm going to say second best offense in the division. I don't see how they wouldn't be, and I think they'll be a top 10 offense in the league with this. It's very exciting stuff if you're a Ravens fan. With that roster in mind, what can we really expect from Lamar Jackson going into this season? It's what you kind of probably click on this video to see. And I think you're going to expect a lot more passing yards and honestly less rushing yards. I'm going to say this from experience of being a Panthers fan. Lamar and Cam are not the same as far as their rushing because Lamar, I think, takes less hits than Cam did. And you should be very happy for that because I watched Cam take all those hits and run people over, and it was great. And then look how long he played well for. It wasn't the longest time. And it was very disappointing, very sad to see. Lamar does not take as many hits like that. And now, with more weapons, he shouldn't have to make himself run. Now he should be able to throw it to, whoever's got separation, all that kind of stuff, and then run, which is a lot more deadly for the defense because they can't always just be ready for the run because now there's a lot more people to watch that will toast you if they're open or they find a hole in the defense, and it's going to put the pressure on them to have to kind of watch the pass a bit more, and then Lamar's going to run, and then he's going to hurt you because I believe the new offensive coordinator, I cannot remember what his name is, but he, I think, has said that they want the offense to be more vertical and to pass the ball more, and that is going to be truly very, very hard to stop if that works like it's supposed to. I don't see why it wouldn't. I know their offensive coordinator, I think, last year was pretty bad, and so this would be quite the change. So, honestly, in my opinion, I think you see less rushing yards from Lamar, maybe more rushing touchdowns, like on the goal line, sneak it in, or read option, something like that. But I truly think we're going to see probably his most passing yards since probably 2020, 2019, I'd say. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets around the 3,500 mark. I think they're going to be passing the ball a lot, and I think he actually has the weapons to do it because now it doesn't rely all on Mark Andrews. And then if he goes down, then you're like, well, I'm not sure what we do now because you got a lot more people. And I think it's going to be probably the best situation Lamar's had in his entire career, honestly. I've had people comment on past tier lists like, wow, I love the Lamar respect and all that kind of stuff. And I do respect Lamar. I think he gets a lot of hate. A lot of unnecessary hate. He's not a running back. He can pass the ball well. He misses some throws, but come on. I think it's maybe a little overhated for that kind of thing right there, but that's just my thoughts on that. I think Lamar's a great quarterback, and I think he's going to show it next year. I mean, I'm not sure what their schedule looks like. I believe I can click on it from here because last time I was in this video, I didn't realize I could, and then it was gone. And again, I don't want to predict their season because that's kind of more for the team stuff, but just kind of getting a look ahead at their schedule. Their division is very, very tough. Out of division, they don't have too many very difficult games in my opinion. Houston is definitely winnable. I think the only tough ones out of the division, San Francisco, Miami, and Chargers maybe Seattle. That's kind of about it. I think the rest you can beat Tennessee, you can beat Detroit, you can beat Arizona, you can beat Indianapolis, you can beat Houston, you could probably beat Jacksonville. That was a great game last year, so that's definitely winnable. I mean, they have the opportunity to beat the Rams too. You'll have the opportunities this year. I think this will be the real kind of test to see what Lamar can do with actual weapons and an actual offensive coordinator, and he's fully healthy. If I'm a Ravens fan, and I like Lamar, I'm not a Ravens fan, but I do like Lamar, I am very optimistic heading into this year. Guys, that's going to do it for the video. I just want to really talk about Lamar for this because I think that he's in a great situation going into this year, and I know the offense has been talked about, as far as whatever analysts and all that kind of stuff. I think it's a popular opinion because I think it's honestly a great kind of look at it, a great perspective on it. Lamar's done a lot with a little, and now he has a lot. And as long as he's healthy, I can only see him doing much more with what he has now. So, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more football content. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.